So let's move on to the low pass gate. Now, as you might know, the low pass gate was a synthesizer convention first implemented by Don Buchla. And it is the combination of a VCA and a filter. And apparently in this case, that traditional functionality exists, and there's been some updating to it to allow it to have a little more functionality, like, for example, the resonance, which was not present on many of the Buchla things I've experienced. Anyway, so if we want to go into low pass mode, we go right into, press the button, and then we're in low pass mode. Now the envelope is controlling not only an amp, but also a filter. And you can hear it. You can hear the filter sort of closing. And of course, controlling how much of your dynamics, your control voltage is affecting your dynamics, will give you a different outcome. Yeah, that sounds like you've got a filter going, but it doesn't sound like a typical filter. God, I really love that tone. And of course, now your response is going to do something. The difference isn't huge. Let's have some resonance so we can hear that happen too. Actually, the response isn't doing a whole lot. Oh, we haven't turned it up. That's not sure. Yeah, the response sounds about the same. Anyway, there's our resonance. Wow. So yeah, you can really definitely experience the filter in that. It sounds like right now there is some bleed coming in from the response CV that's controlled right now by the LFO. If you listen, you can hear the LFO speed has an effect on that bleed that we're listening to. So I think I've got something wrong. Maybe I've damaged the jack or something on the response. And we're not getting a lot of effect. But again, keep in mind that adjusting your dynamics knob, not only are we opening the amp, we're also opening the filter. So you get basically filter sweeps using the dynamics knob. Okay, and the other functionality that we have going on here that is very useful is the pluck mode, which a lot of people have a variety of descriptions, but the sort of bongo concept from Buchla, where you throw a very short envelope or even just a gate at the low pass gate, and you'll get just sort of this punchy sound. By pressing the mode knob one more time, we'll get that. Oh my gosh, that sounds fantastic. I should be doing more Buchla-esque things here, but that filter sounds really great to me. It's so warm and, to be honest, fat, even though it's like a low-pass gate filter. So anyway. Nice. But here, let's listen to the response. It's very subtle here, but if we listen to it all the way to the left, You can hear it has more of, there's a little bit of release on there. Now we can kind of hear the LFO controlling the response. As I'm pressing this, you can hear the response knob being turned back and forth as it goes from ringing back to just the basic no release sound. You could do something like plug. Let's see what happens. Can we get a sample and hold doing something? Let's see if this works. It's not very intense, but yeah, you can certainly. Ooh, maybe the square LFO will be more obvious. Actually, I see what I failed to do. Let's do sample and hold, and we'll just take the output from oscillator 3, put that into the sample. We're still not getting anything, which is really boring. Anyway, there's a way. I've basically, we haven't even talked about the sample and hold yet, but I've hooked the sample and hold up, which will give you a variable response. So if you want something that's kind of organic and varying, now I've added the envelope in. So we're using the low pass gate, and the envelope is not only controlling the amplitude, but also the filtering, and we're also getting the result of the resonance. Anyway, it's very punchy, it's very interesting, and it certainly harkens to, you know, our past with the whole Buchla thing. And that's a desirable outcome. It's nice that we have the ability, you know, the truth of the matter is, I don't know how often I've said it thus far in these videos, but really the Taiga comes off as an instrument that was designed to be a sort of compositional environment in the same way that the Buchla easel is. There's enough functionality here, a lot of it we haven't even come close to touching on, that makes this someplace where you can come up with compositional outcomes. And having a VCA and a low-pass gate to work with allows you to do that, and it certainly harkens back to the fact that that's what Buchla's goal was in the creation of instruments. Like, for example, the easel was to create a modular compositional environment, not just a synthesizer to play synthesizer notes. So having this unique timbral outcome that is a VCA and a filter combined is a massive benefit, and it sounds really, really good to me. Now, if we go back to the VCA, it's really going to sound different. Are you ready? Because, of course, with the low-pass gate, we have a filter included, which I just want to point out the hilarity of people who consistently say that Buchla, one of the characteristics of the quote West Coast unquote philosophy is a lack of filters, when actually the most characteristic functionality, the low pass gate, actually employs a filter. But anyway. Also, how long, there's that great effect where if you just tap the note, you're going to get a different outcome than if you hold the note, which I've always loved. Anyway, so this is basically our dynamic section. Keep in mind that the dynamic section obviously has the ability to affect the output of the VCA through voltage control, and affect the response, voltage control the response, as we heard the LFO doing, and the sample and hold kind of doing. But that was actually my issue more than anything. Anyway, we have the signal in that can be voltage controlled by the dynamics input. The response, if we're in a low-pass gate mode, can be voltage controlled with the RESP input. And then, of course, we have the dynamics out to go to the output, of course. So that is a basic examination of the really delicious sounding dynamics section found on the Pittsburgh Modular Taiga.